This is a guide for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. In this guide, we're going to do all areas, all bosses, mostly all enemies, and we're going to get all items. All the strategies in this guide are meant to be as frictionless as possible, so we're going to try to get through by doing as many death blows as we possibly can, but we'll fight where necessary. We'll also be watching all cutscenes.
時は戦国末期、日の本すべてを焼いた戦火は未だに勢い衰えず、山深いアシナの国にも燃え広がっていた。現世アシナ一心、国取りの決戦であった。
野良犬が心すらなくしたか。ああ、共に来るか、飢えた狼。
そして戦場で拾われた狼は修行の末熟達の忍びとなった。
忍びの掟は忘れまいな。親の次に大事なもの、お前の心に刻むがよい。あれが今日からお前の主だ。命を賭して守る。たとえ奪われるとも必ず取り戻すのだ。よいなら狼よ。
一心の国取りから24年、アシナの国は斜陽にあり、狼の忍びはすべてを失っていた。育ての義父も守るべき主も。
忍びよ、目覚めてください。あなたの主のために。
Okay, this first section is kind of like a tutorial section just to get you familiar with the controls.
井戸底におるあの忍び、特に稼などしておりませんが、構わぬのでしょうか。
大事ない。刀もなく気力すらない。奴はもうただのふぬけよ。
This beginning part, you want to try to stay hidden. You don't want to get seen. If you're seen, you're likely gonna die.
月見櫓が今宵も月に照らされておる。巫女様はまた月明かりで書をお読みかの。
そうじゃな。まだほんの子供というに、囚われとは気の毒なことじ
ゃ。ああ、源一郎様も何かお考えがあるのだろうが。
You don't have the ability to fight at the moment, which is why I said you want to make sure you're not seen. We'll get our weapon here in a few minutes.
閉まっておるが、壁の穴はそのままにしておるぞ。ああ、こちらは心配いらぬだろう。穴は崖際じゃ通えるものなどあるまいよ。
This also teaches us right off the bat that this game is meant to be a stealth game. Most enemies are set up in this game to where you can get by a majority of them without being seen and do whatever you need to do, or death blow a lot of them, which is what we'll try to do for a lot of the enemies. Just for mostly, I mean, obviously you want to make it easier, but it's mostly for time wise. You want to kind of get through it as quick as you can. I do anyway.
Yo よく来てくれた。久しいな、狼よ。
お迎えに参上いたしました。我が主。
表を上げよ。くさび丸、そなたの刀だ。我が忍びよ。主従の約定に従い、命を賭し、我に仕えよ。
御意。
When you get back control, you want to talk to Kuro.
狼よ、傷を負っておるようだな。そうだ、そなたにこれを託そう。薬水のひょうたんだ。これで傷を癒してくれ。さて、そなたの体、その後大事はないか。
その後とは。
あの世のこと、覚えておらぬのか。
はい。
いや、司祭は後にしよう。今はこのアシナの城を脱さねばならぬ。
御意。
堀沿いに進んだ橋の下に場外への抜け穴がある。一心様よりそう聞いたことがある。まずはその橋下の抜け穴を見つけてきてほしい。見つけたらそうだな、足の歯笛で合図をくれるか。ほら昔聞かせてくれたであろう。 こうピーッとな。その音を頼りにそなたのもとへ行こう。狼をそなたからも何かあるのか？
Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it gives you this option in your first playthrough. I think you get this after you've beaten the game. But Kuro's charm is basically like a good luck charm. If you give him Kuro's charm back, the game's going to get a lot harder. Enemies are going to be harder. You're going to take chip damage if you don't deflect perfectly every time. So, obviously, if you've beaten the game, then you can make your own decision. But if it's your first time, and if I'm not right, then just do nothing.
そうか。
First thing we'll do is we'll head up here, grab these pellets. Now, you can get some extra dialogue here if you don't equip your healing gourd or use your healing gourd. So, we'll go to the door.
狼よ、無理はするな。どうか傷を癒してくれ。
Now we've gotten our dialogue, so we can go ahead and put our items in the quick select area and go ahead and use your healing gourd. You only start off with one per rest, so that's all you're gonna have unless you want to use some pellets. Okay, so I had to break it back from here. It stopped recording, so I'm gonna have to just do this again real quick, and luckily I caught it before I finished the guy we'll see in a second here. Now those guys are the first guys you're gonna have to learn how to deflect on, which is what I was saying previously. But there's a couple good ways that you can deflect in this game. Well, there's a decent way, which is this way, which is just spam your block button. Blocking in this game is more powerful than attacking. You want to stay aggressive, but you also have to be able to switch between blocking and attacking. But if you know an enemy's about to attack, then you can just spam this. And you may deflect it, you may not. If you don't deflect it, you'll at least block the damage. But you can't get through this game doing that. No doubt about it. But if you want to get good at this game, then you have to learn timings. And the only way to learn timings, unless you got super fast reflexes to where you can just watch and, block, most people don't. So you just have to learn timing, and by learning the timing, you just have to practice against different enemies, learn how long it takes them to typically, swing their swords or whatever, their spears, swords, or how many times they attack. You just have to learn that by repetition, and you learn that by dying over and over again. And it's okay to die in this game. You're going to die a lot. But we'll sneak attack this first guy. Take him out with a couple R1s. There's going to be two guys coming around the corner here. We're going to take them out. And the other guy must have got it. Must have got stuck. That was my bad. As you seen there, he hit me because I thought that I broke his posture bar, but I wasn't paying attention to the type. So that's going to teach you about the different types of enemies. I thought he was this guy. And so I thought, a couple R1s, he's going to go down. And I hit him with a few R1s, and he didn't go down because these guys have higher posture. So you almost need to deflect them almost every time. Sometimes you can beat them down enough, but they block and they deflect a lot themselves. But that's a good lesson to learn about, the different types of enemies and learning their different attacks and how much you have to attack them and whatnot. Okay, here's the first mini boss. These guys have multiple death blow counters in majority of the cases. Some 2, some 3. And that means that you have to break their posture however many times they need to have their posture broken to lose. And that'll be indicated by red dots above their name in the top left corner. So this first guy, you have to break him twice. Now, he's not very hard. You can get through him by R1 spamming, but he'll probably hit you a few times if you're just R1 spamming. So we'll just take a look at what he does here. As you've seen there, a couple deflects, he goes down. There was the spamming. And more spamming. And then there's the deflect. So you can see by me spamming, I was able to deflect him once or twice and block him, and I didn't take any damage. But learning his, his timing, because as you see, they'll delay, and that's from Software Classic. The guy will raise his sword up, and they'll want you to either start panic blocking or panic rolling if you're, playing a Souls game. And then the guy will hit you because, if they just were to just raise their sword up and attack, it'd be too easy. So From makes you learn the timings of, in all their games. Which I don't mind. Sometimes it can be annoying when a guy's standing there for 5 seconds with a sword raised above his head. But it can also kind of be fun. Eavesdropping is really important in this game to get information and also to be able to advance some quest lines. So you definitely want to keep an eye out for whenever you can eavesdrop. We'll take this guy out real quick. Yeah, we went this way so we can get this pellet right over there as you see it sitting there. But just run, jump over there, grab the pellet, jump down. You can also go that way and come around to right here, but like I said, we wanted to get that pellet.
Okamiをよく見つけてくれた。さあ、参ろう。
御意。
血の定めから逃れることしかできぬとはな。
Okay, we'll talk to Kuro real quick. This is not necessary to advance.
この城を出て、いずこへ参ろうか。まずはアシナの国を離れるか。あるいはどこかに身を隠すか。そなたはどう思う？
御意のままに。
御意か。そなたは変わらぬな。
は。
いや、懐かしいと思うてな。さあ、参ろう。
And as I'm sure you've noticed, I don't speak Japanese, but I feel like that this game is better experienced in Japanese. You can change the language, but I just didn't feel I didn't feel the same connection as I did as when I tried to use English as just doing it in Japanese and reading the subtitles. Now we can see right there, this is going to be a main character throughout this game, and we're about to get introduced and have to fight him for the first time. This is supposed to be a fight that you can't win, and that's just your typical From Software putting you up against an enemy that demolishes you and then lets you get better, and then when you finally get to face them, it's sweeter. The revenge is sweeter, I should say. So, but it doesn't hurt you if you don't succeed. So just go in, try to last as long as you can, and we'll just continue with the game.
久しいな、ミコよ。叔父上の墓前以来か。
源一郎殿。私はすまぬ。
お任せを。
Funnily enough, even if you win this fight, you end up in the exact same situation as if you lose it. So like I said, it doesn't really matter. We'll just take him on. If I lose, then I lose.
邪魔立てするか、巫女の忍びを。足にワイ。
Now, if I didn't have to restart this, I would have already been dead. It's been a while. I have to get my timies back. Oh, we got lucky and beat him. So you'll get to take a look at this one, this cutscene, if you actually lost.
忍びよ、卑怯とは言うまいな。巫女はもらっていくぞ。
目覚めたようじゃな。どうやらまだ日の定めではないと見える。
And we seen in the cutscene that our arm got chopped off. And this is going to give us probably one of the most important tools that we get in the game. It's our shinobi prosthetic. And we can load this prosthetic with different tools to help us with different types of enemies and things like that. So we'll get into that more as we go along. And we're also introduced here to the sculptor. And we'll go ahead and exhaust some of his dialogue.
お前さん、名は何と言え。その目、さしずめ、任に敗れた狼といったところか。言えぬ。それが忍びじゃな。わしは仏を 掘らなきゃならお前さんはお前さんで好きにしな。
何故俺はここにいる？
ただ拾ったのよ。屍かどうかもわからぬものを野良犬に食わせてやることもあるまい。
どれほど俺は眠っていた？
お前さんを拾ってからずいぶん経つぞ。
そうか。
じゃが主の主はまだ生きておるぞ。アシナの城で囚われとなっている。だがすぐにもその血を利用されちまうだろう。お前さんを見ればその価値は十分にあろうというものじゃ。
この左腕、俺に何をした？
そいつは忍び義手。石腕の狼にはおあつらえ向きの牙じゃろうて。仏を掘るには無用でな。お前さんにくれてやる。
忍び義手。
そいつはただ失った腕を補うもんじゃない。任具を見つけたらわしのところに持ってくるがいい。
任具だと？そうか。このからくり。
察しがいいな。任具を持ってきたら忍び義手に仕込んでやる。そうすりゃその義手のありがたみがわかるじゃろうさ。喋りすぎたな。いい気な。
巫女様の血が利用されるとはどういうことだ？
わしも詳しいことなど知らん。ただ流院、そう呼ばれる特別な血があるという。主の主はそれを持っておる。
それゆえ巫女様は
付け狙われる。お前さんの体が妙なことになっておるのもそのせいかもしれぬな。お前さんもそうじゃが、この荒れ寺にはおかしな客がまあまあ訪れる。寺を出て右手の広場にもそうした者が一人おる。妙なことになっておる者同士、気が合うかもしれんな。
Okay, we got all that dialogue. We're gonna head around back first thing and just grab this light coin purse back here. Light coin purses are worth 100 gold, and the heavy coin purses are worth 500 gold, and then the bulging coin purses are worth 1,000 gold. Gold is used to upgrade your shinobi prosthetic and to buy some inventory off of a few merchants that are in the game. You get gold by defeating enemies, and this is who the sculptor was telling us about, so we'll go over here and talk to this guy.
見ぬ顔だな。そこもと名は？名乗られぬか。だが腕ある忍びとお見受けした。忍びの技ならば、あるいは、そこもとよ。ぜひそれがしと立ち会ってもらおう。
He's gonna want to battle you. You can take him out pretty easily. Just tap R1 a couple times. He's not meant to be a challenge.
やはり死なぬわな。そこもとの立ち筋、見事なものであった。それがしをかように従前に殺した者、そうはおらぬ。
お主は何だ？
死なず、あるいは虫つきと呼ぶ者もおるな。死ねぬので ただここにおるのだ。そこもとはこのような荒れ寺で何よ。随分と眉間にシワが寄っておる。そこもとよ、それがしを使い刀の修練をせぬか、お主の使命を果たすために。死ねぬ体ゆえ幾度でも切られてやれるぞ。どうじゃ。
Now, you don't have to accept this, but I would just go ahead and accept it. It's going to let you practice on some of your deflecting and
よ
whatnot.
し、ではやろう。刀を振らば気も紛れるというもの。
And you can come back to them and you'll go into training and they'll train you on certain things.
そこもとよ、この社には行き場を失った者が集うようだ。俺、現にそれがしもここにおる。だからかの、そこの賽銭箱にも時折何やら流れ着くのよ。また来るがいい。そこもとの技の試し、いくらでも受けようぞ。
And he was talking about this offering box, and if you inspect the offering box, it tells you about what it is. It's currently empty. Now, what it basically does is if like you can buy something from a merchant or something, and then you can't, then say the merchant, you know, dies or whatever, or you can't get to him anymore, then the thing that you could have bought from them that you needed will show up in that box, and you can just purchase it later. I believe at a more expensive cost, but I'll show you some of the things that I'm talking about when we get to it. Now we're going to use our grappling hook for the first time, and you need to get good with your grappling hook because it's going to allow you to traverse this terrain a lot better. And in some cases you have to use the grappling hook to even get through, like these first two areas, or these first two spots I should say. Like we need to run. You can jump like I did, and then you'll press your L2 or whatever button it is on your specific system, and it'll shoot your grappling out and then take you over. But you definitely want to get good at that. We're going to jump down here first. There's an enemy down here. You see him. He's got his back turned to us. We'll come up behind him. Death blow. Take him down. Now, this is where you can get some items and some gold by every enemy that you defeat. If you hold in X, like I said there, you see I got 11 gold, and that was it from him. Sometimes you'll get some items as well from the enemies, and different enemies drop different things. But we're gonna come back, jump up here, come up here, get this guy out real quick. And as you've seen, you can like jump between multiple objects with your grappling hook like I did. If there's a spot for you to go, you can just you can keep going over and over again with your grappling hook. Anyway, take him out. We snuck up on him. If you look down here, right there, there's an area down there. We're just going to jump down here real quick. It won't hurt you, but you can over jump, so you got to be kind of mindful of that. And we get our first Akko Sugar. Akko Sugar will increase your attack power for a limited amount of time if you use it. But we're going to come over here, fall down here, jump up, hang from here. Now don't climb up, just go over, and as you've seen a red dot appear, that means I can death blow him now from a ledge. That'll come in handy now and later as well. So and we'll sneak up behind this guy, death blow, grab this real quick. And down here is one more guy. Run up behind him. Death blow. Like I said from the beginning, you know, most of these areas are made to where you can either sneak up behind them and death blow them, all the enemies, or just sneak by them. Like these guys, I didn't even have to fight these guys, but I like to get all the enemies to get more gold and more items. And as you've seen there, I got an Ungo sugar, and that will increase like your damage that you can take. Okay, there's gonna be a couple dogs here. Let's kill this one. Now you can deflect these wolves, I should say, just like you can an enemy. Like there. Now, if you're not comfortable with deflecting them, you can just hold your block in, they'll bounce off, and then usually one swipe, they're down. But practice on your deflecting. Jump up here. We'll get this Sculptor's Idol. This is like your bonfires in your Souls game, if you're familiar with that. Otherwise, it's just a place where you can fast travel to, like if you go, and also rest. So whenever you're in an area and once you hit it once to activate the Sculptor's Idol, now you can fast travel to that idol at a later date. Come in here, grab the shuriken wheel. Down here's a mini boss, and you can see them right there to the right, in between the sign and the watchtower. So you can go down there and fight him right now, or you can try to sneak around back and get a free death blow on him, which is what we're going to do. Come up here and kill this rooster. Them roosters are a pain in the ass. Try to death blow them whenever you can, because the thing that's really shitty about them is that if they attack you, they'll fly up in the air and start pecking you, and they can knock you off cliffs. That's what's annoying. But anyway, we'll come over here, grab this pellet. Now we're gonna come down here, and most of these mini bosses are set up to where you can sneak up and get them with a death blow, so you only gotta get them with one more posture break before they're dead. But you don't necessarily have to. But if it's set up this way, then we might as well take advantage of it. So we'll come up behind them, death blow. These guys can be kind of tough. We're also introduced here to what they call perilous attacks. Perilous attacks are denoted by the little glowing symbol or word, Chinese, Japanese word, that will appear over top whenever the enemy does a perilous attack. Perilous attacks can only be deflected or dodged. They cannot be blocked. So if you try to hold in block, or if you mistime your deflect, it's going to hit you. These guys can be tough. You want to try to be aggressive here. There was a perilous attack, another one. There, dodge that. I could have deflected it, but wait for the perilous attack, and you can jump. Whenever somebody does, there's two different types of perilous attacks. It's going to be a sweep, which was what that was, and the only way you can block it is by jumping or deflecting. Then there's another one that's a thrust, and that can only be deflected or Makiri countered, and we'll get to Makiri counter here in a little bit. But we took him down. We got our first prayer bead and our first gourd seed. The prayer beads will increase our health once we collect 4 of them, and the gourd seeds will give us more healing gourds, which we'll see here in a minute. We're going to jump up here, double jump, squat down. Now we're going to wait for this guy here that's walking to go up these stairs, and we're going to jump down behind him and hit him with a death blow real quick. Or you can fall down on him like this. Now, duck down. There's a guy right up there with a gun. We're going to go take him out real quick, because he can spot us and start shooting us and alert others to our presence. So just come up behind him, take him down. Be careful, because you can see behind me that the indicator was filling up on the screen, and what that does is if it fills all the way up to yellow, then that means it's going to alert an enemy. That doesn't mean they necessarily seen you. It just means they're going to be more alert from now on. And then if it fills up red, then they've seen you and they'll come after you. But we're going to come down here. Before we worry about taking him out, we're going to jump down here. And we definitely want to death blow this guy, because he can be a major pain in the ass, especially if you're not really used to this game yet. They're just big old dumb guys who will just swing that big hammer and they can take you out pretty easily. But anyway, let's go behind here and death blow him. Now we've got 3 enemies that are doing their patrols, and right there's one. We can see him. We'll go down in these weeds, duck down. They won't be able to see us. Okay, luckily the other guys aren't close enough to him, so we can just death blow him real quick. Now the other guys are going to be walking around here. Let's go ahead and grab this while we're waiting on them. And they should be coming around any second now. There's one, there they are. There's the 3 guys that are on patrol. Now, you could jump down there now, but there's also another guy that's straight here. Oh, he doesn't see me. Okay, so you seen there. He's seen me. Now, he alerted the other ones to my presence. I can hide and let them forget about me and then get them, which is what I'm going to do real quick just to try to show you an easier way to do this. But obviously you got to be careful, he'll spot you. So we just jumped up here real quick. This will make it harder for him to spot us whenever we get back down here. Okay, we're just going to jump off here. Death blow. Now these other 3 guys, you're going to probably have to fight at least one of them. Now one of them has been, he's seen a dead guy, so he's kind of wondering what's going on. So we'll just come up behind him, death blow him. Now we should be able to take the rest of these guys out. All of them death blowed. Sweet. If you let them see you, and if they start coming after you, man, they can overwhelm you pretty easily. We're gonna jump up here, grab this light coin purse, and if we look right there, we can see some crows with a little tent. That's gonna be a merchant guy who's known in this game as the, what are they known as? Something mob. We'll have to see whenever I get to it. I can't remember. Like I said, I'm just now playing this again. It's been a while since I played it, so it's going to take me a minute to get back into the swing of things. Anyway, jump over here. Talk to this old lady.
Inosuke ka, segare yo. Waka-sama o minakatta ka no?
And just tell her you're not her son.
Inosuke, mata sono yona. Sonata wa washi ga okashiku natta to iu ga, sasuga ni segare o machigaeru wake nakaro. Ma yoi. Segare yo. Kono suzu o sonata ni takusou. Waka-sama no koto o anji. 作った守り鈴じゃ。この守り鈴を仏様にお供えしておくれ。
And she gives us this bell, which I'll show you what the bell's for in a second, but we'll exhaust her dialogue. Don't have to, but...
守り鈴は仏様に備えてくれたかえ？ほら。 偏屈な仏師がおるあれ寺があるじゃろう。仏様ならそこにおられるでな。
So she just gave us a hint of what to do with that bell, and she was talking about the temple where the sculptor was at. Alright, so now down here there's 2 chickens. One of them you can death blow real quick like this. The other one's right there. You just got to get up on them, man. If you don't, I'm telling you, they've come at me and knocked me off that cliff many a time. They're one of the more annoying enemies in the game. But bust that out, come in here. Gonna grab these 3 light coin purses. and bust that, and then come around here and let's talk to this guy.
誰ぞそこにおるのか。ああ、その声。いや、まさかな。御人、我が名は野上伊之助。平田家の老頭だった。どうかそこのあばら屋の老婆の様子見てやってくれぬか。私の母なのだが狂ってしまい、もはや誰が誰だか分かっておらぬ。お主の母に会ったぞ。鈴をもらった。そうか。礼を言う。母はその鈴をずっと気にかけていた。上ごとのように仏様に備えろと。先ほどの御人か。母の相手をしてくれ。かたじけない。母はその鈴をずっと気にかけていた。上ごとのように仏様に備えろと。
Okay, so he pretty much just repeats the stuff. Now you can look down there, you see one enemy there, and there are some more, but the one we're mainly worried about is if you look right above Wolf's head. There's a guy up there with a big ass cannon. You want to be careful. So he can take you out the game pretty quick. So we're gonna actually just come this way, jump up here, rappel up. Now down here, there's an item that we definitely want. So let's go ahead and get it. Oops. Well, there's my first time falling off. Now, luckily in this game, instead of like Dark Souls, when you fall off, it doesn't kill you. It just takes half your health. So this time we'll make sure we jump. Typically, it won't let you run off the cliff unless you can survive, but it must have just glitched out in a certain area or something. As you've seen there, we got a Gatchin Sugar. Gatchin Sugars are really cool in this game and really helpful. So you want to make sure you get them anytime you can. Jump over here, rappel up with the grappling hook, rappel across. Now there's the guy with the cannon. We're going to come up behind him and death blow him. Don't want to get him shooting at you. And there was the guy that was standing there in front of us, and he's now walking up, and we can see he's going to go over here, and there's two more there and one more there. We're going to take these guys out with as less friction as possible, but first jump down here, pick up this pellet. Now go on back up, and we're going to wait on the guy that walked up to turn around and walk back, and we're going to let him get just a little bit of distance before we jump on this guy. Jump down, get him. The guy I'm locked onto, run up behind him, death blow. Now we only got one guy we got to worry about. And come over here and just come up behind him, death blow. That's simple. Got all enemies, all items. Okay, now jump up. Didn't quite make it. Run across this way. There's a chicken. Come up behind him. Take him out the game. Now come back here and jump down, and we're gonna talk to this guy.
見覚えのある顔だ。ああ、忍びの旦那だ。いや、あの世以来ですね。
あの世とは何だ。
旦那、覚えてねえんですか？
ああ、
へえ、なるほど、覚えてねえと。なあ旦那、あっしはあんたに会ったことがある。その頃は賊をやってやした。それから足を洗って物売りを始めたんでさ。が銭がない。銭がないから品もない。そこで旦那、あっしにちーとばかし銭を用立てていただけやせんか。それを元手に旦那にもきっと役立つ品を仕入れやす。それからおまけにあの世のこと話して差し上げやしょう。どうです？悪い話じゃねえでしょ。
Now, it's pretty funny that he says he's a merchant with no money and nothing to sell, but that's okay. But you definitely want to purchase information here for 10 sen because we're going to be able to get some items off of him. He's going to turn into a merchant for us, and he's pretty important. He's the biggest merchant in the game, so definitely give him the money.
銭だ。
旦那、ありがてえ。
話してくれ。
ああ、もちろんでさ。あの世、あっしらは平田の屋敷に押し入りやした。平田はご存知の通り、芦名の分家。ちんけな野党なんざ普通は返り討ちです。けど先だっての戦の折だ。若い侍はほとんど出払ってたんでさ。そこを狙って押し入りやして、そんで火をつけ奪った。その最中でさ、旦那と会ったのは。旦那は何かを探してた。そんな風に見えやしたね。あっしが知ってるのはそんなもんでさ。
そうか。
ああ、あの世もちょうどそんな顔してやした。今も何かをお探しで？ねえ旦那、お題さえいただけりゃ他にも知りたいことをお教えできるかもしれやせん。ぜひ情報を買ってください。
Okay, now you don't have to purchase this information for him to open up a shop, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it so we can get this memo.
情報を買おう。
お買い上げありがとうございます。ああ、なんたって旦那は忍びでさ。忍びの道具の情報を教えて差し上げやしょう。
頼む。
あっし、すげえ勢いで火が出る筒を見かけたことがありやす。平田屋敷の押し入りの時、あっしの仲間がぶんどったもんです。ボーボーってな調子ですげえ勢いで火を吹いてやしたよ。
And this gives us the flame barrel memo, and he's letting us know that there was some sort of shinobi tool that shot fire.
火の出る筒が平田屋敷に覚えておこう。
You don't need it to find the item, and you don't need it for him to open up shop, but we're gonna go ahead and, like I said, just buy it. Now you come over here. This remnant may be here or it may not be here. Sometimes you have to come back for it to show up, but we'll just go ahead and touch it.
これも平田のものだ。弔ってやらねば。九郎様、エマ殿、平田から逃れてきた者、他にはもうほとんど残っておりません。そうですか。すまぬ。流因を狙う者は絶えぬ。平田の者たちを私が巻き込んでしまった。
Remnants are kind of like memories, but not really memories. It's kind of like from the past, something that happened at that spot, and when you touch it, you'll get some information, as we just did from Kuro and a lady named Emma, who we're gonna actually meet here in a few seconds. But first, let's go ahead and eavesdrop on these guys.
赤鬼ね、縛るだけでは不安じゃのう。戦の前に
我らが襲われてはしょうもないわ。いざとなれば火を使うしかあるまい。赤目は火を恐れる。そういうお達しじゃ。
お達しね。変わっちまったな、アシナの戦も。
Now we heard him talking about some big bastard tied up, and if we look right up there above Wolf's head, you can see a big old bastard tied up. And now they also gave you some information that they are afraid of fire with red eyes. And it just so happened we talked to that guy who says something about a barrel that shoots fire that we could use for our arms, so we'll keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and just get some money and experience while we're here, because we're not gonna fight. What we'll find out is actually a big ogre. Now we can see his red eyes, but we're not gonna fight him yet. We're gonna come back, and especially if you're new to this, he's gonna be really tough for you, and he's tough for this game because he's a different type of enemy. He's almost like a Souls enemy in this game. So you have to get away from the deflecting that you've been, learning up to this point, and go into a different defense, which we'll get to when we fight him. I find it kind of crazy that they put him here like that, especially when they're trying to get you to understand the concept of the game with the deflecting and everything. But with that being said, he's not that bad once you get used to him. Alright, jump up here, commune with this sculptor's idol. Now, and that's what I was talking about, prayer beads. And you see we got 1 out of 4, and prayer beads are going to increase our vitality, and the vitality will increase our basically hit points. So once we get 4 of them, we can trade it in to get some hit points. Now, we're going to travel back to the dilapidated temple now. We'll come back to this area in a little bit. You don't have to, you're meant to go straight. There's really no meant to way in this game. Certain areas you get funneled to a point to where you can't go any further. But we actually are now at a kind of a fork in the road to where we can continue to go forward, fight that ogre, take him out, go on forward. Or we can come back, and now we'll take the other fork in the road. And this is the reason I like to take this way, is because at this point in the game, killing the basic enemies gets you a lot of sin and or gold and a lot of experience. So we want to go this way to try to level up. Now, the Emma girl we talked about, now she's all of a sudden at the dilapidated temple, so let's talk to her.
息を吹き返したのですね。流因の力、この目でしかと見ることになるとは。
何者だ。
エマンと言います。猿お方に仕える薬師です。
猿お方とは。
すみませぬが、主の命にて明かせません。ただ、あなたを助けよと、そう仰せつかっています。信用しろとは言いません。ですが、私は主の命を果たさねばならぬのです。あなたが持っている薬水のひょうたん、それはもともと私が作り上げたものです。薬師として助けとなりましょう。
And we'll present the healing gourd.
このひょうたん、お主が作ったというのか。
はい。元は九郎様のためにあなたが譲り受けていたのですね。気づいているかもしれませんが、このひょうたんの薬水はおのずと湧き出します。尽きたとて少し休めばまた満ちるでしょう。
薬師としての助けとは。
ひょうたんの種をお持ちください。
種だと。
はい。薬水はひょうたんの種より湧き出します。新たな種を加えれば薬水の傘が増すでしょう。 手に入れたら持ってきてください。
わかった。
Okay, now when we beat the mini boss a few minutes ago, the big black guy in the big guy in the black armor, I should say, he gave us a gourd seed, so we're going to try to give her one, and it'll say yes.
ひょうたんの種とこれか。
はい。それをこちらに。種をひょうたんに植え付けます。よし。これで薬水の傘が増すでしょう。
妙な薬だ。
妙ですか。うん。悪い気はしません。貢献があれば奇妙と思うことでも勇んですべし。それが我が師道元の教えですので。
そうか。
ひょうたんの種を見つけたならばまた持ってきてください。薬水のかさ増しをしましょう。
Now that was the only one we got, but we'll exhaust her dialogue.
一つ頼みがあります。
なんだ。
少し顔を見せてください。
何？
白いあざ。これは生まれつきですか？
いや。
ならば留飲を受けた者に現れるということか。あるいは兆しか。
もう良いか。
ああ、十分です。無礼をしました。すみませぬ。白いあざはならばあるいは。
Okay, so she just repeated the same thing.
おや、何やらチリンと。
ああ、この鈴だろう。仏に備えろと渡された。
あなたにゆかりのある鈴でしょうか。ならば仏師殿と話してみてはどうですか。仏のことならばあの人が詳しいでしょう。
Okay, they was talking about the bell that the old lady gave us. We're gonna talk to her one more time real quick.
お主と。
はい。
お主と九郎様の幻を見た。
幻。
ああ、九郎様は今はどこにいる？
アシナの城。その天守近くで囚われとなっておいでです。ですが城の門は閉じられています。
そうか。
And that was about the remnant that we seen. You'll get that dialogue obviously after you've seen the remnant. Okay, come here and talk to the sculptor.
なんだ。
お前さ、勘が戻ってきたようじゃな。ちっとは忍びらしくなってきたように見える。とっておきな。
Now he gave us that because we got enough experience to go up a level. Once you go up a level, you can come back and he'll give you this Shinobi Esoteric Text. And this is going to allow us to get some skills.
これは
忍びの技じゃ。侍には真似できぬ忍びの戦う術が書いてある。まあどうするかはお前さん次第よ。戦う術など忍びだけでもあるまいって。
Okay, that's just explaining to us. We can see the little bar, and that'll be the number of points we got. Every time it fills up, you get a point. When you die in this game, instead of losing souls like you do in your other Souls games, where you can go back and get your souls and whatnot, this game, you have a chance, a pretty high chance, to where you're going to lose half of your gold and half of your experience. Only half to where the bar is at the moment. So if it says 3, that means you've got 3 points locked in the bank. And you can't lose those 3 points. If you died, then it would just go half of the bar that's left there. That would be what you would more than likely lose. So if you're ever close to the end, to where you're about to get another point, it's always advisable to go get that point if you're going into like a boss fight or anything like that, just in case you die, and also spend any gold that you have. But let's go ahead.
忍具か。おう。忍び騎手は騎馬じゃと言うたが、忍具を仕込むことで、その騎馬は形を変えることができるようになる。敵立てならば打ち砕き、素早き敵ならば仕留め撃つ。仕込んだ忍具が増えるだけ、敵を殺す術も増えるじゃろう。殺す相手なりの殺し方を持つ。そういうことじゃ。
随分と詳しい。
いかんな。いつまでも血生臭いことを言うておるから、仏の顔も鬼になるのよ。どれ貸してみろ。わしが忍具を仕込んでやろう。
Okay, we'll present the Shinobi prosthetic and fit the new tool we found, which is called Loaded Shuriken.
Ah, そこにある優しい顔の仏様。そいつには妙な真似をするなよ。
Now, this gives us, like I said, our prosthetic tool, and we'll open this up. You have to pick which prosthetic tools you want to use at any given time. You can use up to 3 at a time. So we'll go ahead and load the shuriken on, and we can use that shuriken now if we have what they call spirit emblems, and we'll come down here and get a couple real quick. Now we got 2. That means we can throw 2 shurikens before we run out. You can get spirit emblems pretty readily throughout this game if you're going through and killing all the enemies and whatnot, like I'm going to be, so we don't never have to worry about, you know, running out once we get a little bit into the game. Okay, so now it's time to find out what we're going to do with this bell. And everybody keeps talking about like this Buddha and whatnot, so we'll come over here and pray to this Buddha with this bell.
目をつぶり、鈴の声を聞いてやるといい。その鈴の音が呼び覚ますじゃろう。眠っちまってるお前さんの古い記憶を。
Okay, this took us to the next area that we're going to go through. Turn around and grab pellet. Come over here. Activate this Buddha. And it's telling us about acquiring skills. This is where you acquire your skills at. We're not going to spend any points yet because we want to get something in particular first things first. Okay, so come out here and we can see we're now at Hirata Estate, and we can take a look at what's going on here. Looks like a bunch of fires and whatnot. But if you turn over here, you can see that we should be able to grapple, but we're going to have to jump. Grapple up there. Jump, grapple, jump down, grab this fistful of ash, and talk to this guy.
お主、フクロウのせがれか。
何があった？
族どもが平田屋敷に巫女様を急ぐのじゃ。
今は幾年だ？
何をおかしな。
教えてくれ。
流泉詣での年であろ
流泉詣。 3年前か。どういうことだ。武士殿は古い記憶と言った。何も覚えてはおらぬが、これは過去ということか。
Okay, now if you talk to him, come over here and jump down here and grapple across. You can see one guy here. We're gonna go ahead and take him out of the game. And there's another guy, you can see his torch. He's coming. We're not gonna worry about him right this second. Come over here and grab this. Come down here. We're gonna grab this scale. And come through here. And we're going to start swimming. Now you can see a carp right there. We're going to swim fast, and bam. We're going to take him out. Get the treasure carp scale and go ahead and jump back up here. And now we can see his back's turned to us. That's why we let him go. That way we can just kill him easier and jump back into the water. Now swim. Get a little boost by pressing the sprint button. Now there's going to be a carp that's down in the water here that's really not meant for us to get until later on, until after we can get down into the water. But you can get him if you try to find him and lock on to him, which I'm having trouble locking on to him. So there he is. Now if you hurry up and sprint real quick, we missed him. Sometimes you can get him. It's not really 100% necessary to try to get him. Here's one we can for sure get. He's above water. But once that carp swims away, it's a wrap. You're not gonna get him. There's another one. Where's he at? I know I just seen him. Okay, we're gonna swim over here. They will respawn. They'll go away if they run from you, and then they'll respawn at a different point. Okay, let's just jump up here real quick. Grab this Litecoin purse. Come over here and talk to this guy here. And we can purchase items with them scales that we were picking up along the way. And also you see there'll be some other stuff, and there'll also be more stuff later in the game that we can purchase with these scales. This here is like a healing gourd, but will take away burn status and kind of give us a little bit of protection from burn. So we'll pick that up, and we'll also go ahead and pick this up. This is Divine Grass. And when you take this, it fully restores your vitality and cures all status abnormalities, whatever you might be facing, posture and everything else. They're really rare, and you don't really want to use them unless you absolutely have to. If you're in a fight, you're almost dead, and like you ain't got a choice, then go ahead. But once you use it, it's over. There ain't that many of them. But let's go ahead and put the there it is, the weathered red gourd there, and we can put this there. Okay, swim across here. There's going to be a wolf and an enemy. You can see the wolf right there. They're going to spot you. Take him out. Come here, buddy. Oh, he got me. You got to be careful. You see what he did there is they kick dirt up. So you got to be really careful running up to them. But they'll kick dirt up and blind you for a minute. And then typically when they blind you, it's hard to recover quick enough, and they'll usually hit you. Your best bet, you seen I just dodged back out of the way. Your actual best bet is just to start holding in L1 immediately, so that way you can just block whatever attack he's got coming. Because believe it or not, those guys attack pretty hard, and they can take you down if they hit you with the right attacks. Like those low double sweeps that he just did, those will take your health down pretty quick. Anyway, rappel up here. Double jump up here, and you can see we got 3 wolves and 1 enemy. And we're going to take them out handily by jumping up here. Duck down. And turn around. These guys can take you down pretty easily, so just keep your eye on them. As we've seen, it was unfortunate they was all spread out, so it was kind of hard for me to figure out which one was coming, but we took them out anyway with minimal damage. And there's a sculptor's idol right on the other side of this, but we took him out. Now that's all enemies in the beginning of this part. But jump over here, activate this sculptor's idol, and we'll go ahead and rest just because. Now this is a good, let me go ahead and just sit down here. This is a good farming spot right here. And I'm going to run you through a little routine to where I can show you how you can get a pretty good amount of souls or experience, whatever you want to call it, and also gold. So now to start off with, you have to kind of open up a few doors and whatnot. So it's not going to be a perfect run, but we will run through it again. But let's go ahead and rest because you want to reset this guy with the torch to his starting position. So that way we can get this off pretty easy. Run up here, lock onto this guy, jump, attack. Hit this guy. Run over here. There's a guy there. Take him out. Now we got the guy with the torch. We'll just go ahead and take him out real quick. Just so we can get rid of all enemies in this area. Duck down, grab this. If you don't duck down, that guy there will probably spot you on the other side of the wall. It's not really crucial if he spots you, but we'll just try not to get him to spot us. Jump over here, grab that, run down here, get these spirit emblems. And we're going to jump back up here. Now we're going to come right over here, and we can see there's the sculptor's idol where we started. So we're back here. We're going to jump up here and come behind these houses. Pick this echoes up, run over here, jump over the fence, come this way. Now, right now, duck. Come in here, take this guy out. Turn around, grab this. Now duck. Before you come back around this corner, you're going to see there's two of them. Lock onto this guy. This is the guy we want to get right now. Run up to him. Unfortunately, now those two guys, they can be a pain in the ass. And as you see, they was pretty aggressive on me. A lot of times they won't be so aggressive, but they was pretty aggressive there, but we still handled it. Now come up here. Now look, there's a wolf right there. Lock on to him if it'll let you. I have to jump over here. He's kind of in the building. It's not letting me lock on to him. Okay, I just had to manually aim it. But once we kill one, the other ones will show up. Take him out. There should be one more, but he might not be here. He's actually down here to the left because this is the first time we came through here. The next time we come through, he'll be here where we can take him out as well. It's better to take those wolves out right off the bat. Let this guy walk down here. Just stay right here. We're going to take him out. Because those wolves can be a pain in the ass. There's a lot of enemies in this area. And those wolves running around can be a serious pain in the ass if they all get on you. So come this way. We're going to come up here, jump up onto this, and jump up here, take him out. Lock onto this guy right here, jump, take him out. Take this guy out. Oh, he got me. I have to use a healing gourd here in a second. There's the third right there, so back away. Okay, now we got this one guy left. And as you've seen, there's a lot of enemies here, so it can be overwhelming. And unfortunately, the first guy got me. He attacked. I didn't have a chance, because sometimes he won't attack you. He'll give you a few seconds after you backstab the first guy. But that time, I just didn't have a chance. Come down here, come behind here, take him out, pick up the ceramic shard. Come around here, there's going to be a guy taking a leak. I'm going to kill him in the worst imaginable way. And come over here, pick this up, a Meepu Balloon of Wealth, pick this up, a pellet, and pick this up, a dowsing powder, and then right here is the flame barrel that the guy told us about a little bit ago. And that's going to be our next prosthetic tool, Shinobi prosthetic tool. Okay, now running up here, there may be a guy here. We may have faced him already. He's here. Alright. He just happened to be a little bit further back. Okay, you seen the yellow right there? That means somebody is alerted to us, and he's right here. He's coming out of this house. We're going to let him come out. And we're going to let him walk a little bit. We're just going to jump down behind him and take him out. Okay, go ahead and climb up, crouch down. Come up, take him out. And there's two more guys right there. We're going to eavesdrop on them.
次はこのお堂ですかい。いや、そこはいい。次に行くぞ。けんど、供え物でもあれば重蔵様に。やめんか。仏様には手出し無用。何度言やわかるんだ、タコが。怒らないでおくれよ、兄貴。タコでごめんよ。
Okay, we're going to take... If you ever have a choice, you see this guy's got, he's the one that's got that big old like pipe axe in his hand. You want to try to take them out with a death blow if you can, because they're kind of a little bit of a tough enemy and they can hit like a truck. So let's take him out. Take him out the game. And there we go. Now we're going to come up here, open this up, and get another Shinobi prosthetic tool. The Shinobi Axe of the Monkey. Now come in here, pick this up. Don't remember. I don't think there's anything on top of them buildings. Jump up here. No, I don't see anything. I know there is one over here. Okay, we're up here. Now we look down there. We can see some more enemies, but we're good to go for the moment. But, as you've seen, maybe, a bunch of damn chickens here. So jump, kill one. Kill the other. Another one there. Run up behind him. Kill. One here. He's coming. He's coming. We timed it perfect. And here comes the last of the Mohicans. Okay, that's all the chickens in this area. Come in here, grab this. Come over here, pick this up. Jump up here. If I could time it right, maybe. Okay, come over here. Jump up here. Grab this light coin purse. And we're gonna go this way. And jump right over here. And we're gonna run into somebody familiar.
よう旦那、あんたも火事場泥棒ですかい？旦那は見たとこ忍びですかね。何か探し物でも？まあ何にせよ、ここはあっしが先に見つけた場所でさ。よそを漁ってください。 ああ、そういえばどっかの崖上に三重の塔が見えやしたぜ。あんだけご立派な塔だ。きっと中にはお宝がしまわれてるに違いねえ。あっしならそう思いやすね。
And that is the merchant guy, and this is the knight that he was telling us about that we didn't remember. But we'll come over here and grab our bundled Jesus statue. Now we're gonna run out here, rope up, and we're gonna go straight across. And you can eavesdrop, but first we're gonna talk to this guy.
おい、お主、確か忍びよな。であれば、歩道の忍びよの奴らを頭蓋を叩き割ってたの。
And when we came up this way, but when we alerted the guy and we jumped up here and we hung and we watched for him, you could have talked to him and he'd tell you about that axe that we found. So I'm just exhausting the dialogue. But anyway, come over here and we're going to eavesdrop on these two.
ここを開けやがれ。こそこそと隠れてんのは分かってんだ。おとなしく投降しないと痛い目見るぞ。聞こえてんのか。ああ。
Okay, and just like I said, we're gonna go after the guy with the big pole or the big axe. So let's take him out. And there we go. Those two are down. Now we can see there's one there and a couple guys up there, but we're not gonna go that way just yet because we need the axe.
どうか動かないでください。傷に触ります。
いや、行かねばならぬ。族どもの中に忍びなりの僧兵が混ざっている。あれは手だれよ。どうしても私が行かねば。
ああ、無理です。この傷ではとても。
And listen to that, we heard about a shinobi hunter, and we'll be introduced to him here shortly.
お主、若様の忍びじゃな。肝心な時におらぬとんだ役立たずめ。いや、もしやお主賊を手引いたのではあるまいな。さもなくばこの平田屋敷がこうもあっけなく落ちようものか。そうよ、そうに違いないわ。いねえ、裏切り者はいねえ。
A little harsh there, buddy. Come over here.
誰ですか。
族ではない。
あなたは若様の。あ、よかった。忍び殿。 族どもの目的は若様です。あやつらはすでに竹林坂上にいたり、お屋敷に火をかけています。若様の脱出も叶わなかったご様子。お願いです、忍び殿。若様をお救いください。これをあなたに託します。
And she gives us an antidote powder.
お役立てを。
承知。
And that is it for right here. So we're going to jump down and run back this way. And this is going to allow us to open up a little shortcut. Goken sugar. That's the last sugar that we don't have. Goken sugar increases your posture to be able to where you don't take as much posture damage. And they can come in handy if you're going up against aggressive enemies where you have to deflect a bunch of times, because when your posture bar fills up, if you continually deflect perfectly, your posture won't break. Your posture will only break if you're not deflecting perfectly. So for instance, say I'm deflecting perfectly, your posture will build up even if you're deflected perfectly. And say it builds up all the way, but it doesn't break as long as you're continually deflected properly. If you just block to start with, your posture bar fills up a lot faster, and then if it gets closer to the end and you take posture damage, then it will break if you're just blocking. But anyway, we're gonna come back to here, and we're gonna actually travel now, and we're gonna travel back to right here, and we'll go ahead and pick up another shinobi prosthetic that we need before we go back to load up all of our new shinobi prosthetics. Okay, we're going to end this episode here. We'll pick up the guide from right here on the next episode and continue through, so make sure you stay tuned for that.